just some situations I found myself in that I was like, you've got to do an apology.
An apology?
Yeah. So stick around for that. When the kids saw the police, she started screaming that she's being kidnapped.
Flu, shut the world down. Let's do it. I'm all for it.
Welcome to the Unhelpful Parenting Podcast,
where we share the real, the raw, and the ridiculousness of parenthood.
So if you're a mum who can make lunchbox sandwiches with her eyes closed,
or a dad who's had man flu and lived to tell the tale,
you're in the right place.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
We
are live.
We made it. We survived.
Disclaimer: there may be coughing fits throughout the episode.
We're a bit rusty. 2 weeks off, and it's like I already feel out of whack.
It has been a wild ride.
And if you're newly joining us, we usually release episodes every week, but the last 2 weeks, our family has been down and out with influenza.
Sick.
Absolutely, yeah. So the first week we did I did a tiny video in our lounge room just being like, hey, we're sick, we can't.
Oh, yeah, she wanted to do it.
I was
like, I don't want to do this.
It killed me to not put out an episode. I did not want to miss one.
It killed me to video you on the couch in your hoodie, like.
And then we did a mashup of like some of the other stories that we've done in the past, which was great. And then week 2, we were just still like, what we had been through, like I just had to let it go.
And then I had to travel for work, and it was just
So you can probably hear it in my voice. I'm still bouncing back. The doctor said I'm not contagious anymore. I'm allowed to be out and about, but I still have coughing
I'm just sinusy.
The flu was brutal. Like
makes COVID a walk in the park. Flu, shut the world down. Let's do it. I'm all for it. It would actually help because bedtime is good.
So
it's chaos. Anyone else with flu out there? Rest up.
Yeah. Did we even introduce ourselves?
No.
I'm Beck.
I'm the other half of Beck.
Sam. If you're new to listening, welcome along for the ride. We've actually got some great stuff coming up. We've got a lot of confessional stories, some with a bit of a theme because they've come in off the back of a story we put out there that went off on Instagram. We've had a lot of new followers, not in a bad way, in a good way. Lots of
didn't break the internet again?
Huh?
You didn't break the internet again?
No. Nothing controversial this time. And so we've got some heaps of confessionals, but stick around. At the end, we're going to do a bit of a catch-up segment because it has been 2 weeks.
It has been.
I have had some unreal kind of things that you see happen on like Reddit stories and mum boards that you are like, oh, that barely ever happens, have happened to me in the last few weeks. And I just can't even. Anyway, stick around to hear.
Yeah, that was great context.
Yeah. I don't want to tell you till we actually get there, but just some situations I found myself in that I was like, they're not mother-in-law stories because I'm very blessed with an amazing mother-in-law.
You don't want to
but
just do it now?
No, because it's a whole segment. I've got like 3 different things that happened and you've got to do an apology.
An apology?
Yeah. So stick around for that.
Okay.
But to start with, let's kick off with our yays or nays. You can go first.
Me. My yay, I was actually thinking about the other day. So we went to Melbourne at the end of, oh my goodness. We went to Melbourne at the end of last week for a wedding.
Yes.
And we took the baby, but we left the older 2 up with grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
It was just nice to have some, I'm sure you, minus the stress and the chaos. It was just nice to spend some one-on-one time with baby number 3 without the older 2 siblings interrupting and nagging and.
Yes. Yeah, it was really nice to have that
just
focus.
The 3 of us chilling, hanging out for a couple of days.
It's so funny though, like apart from the traveling with a baby, which is the stressful chaos, being on your own with one kid once you've had 3, like when you have one baby, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so much, it's so hard. But now that we've had 3, we have 1 kid and we're like, this is a holiday. Like, this is great. We've just got 1.
It was quite relaxing, actually.
It was.
With 1 baby.
And because he started sleeping better at night too, it was nice. Like with the blackout blinds, he did a big stretch most nights, like midnight till 7 in the morning.
Good 7 hours.
It actually felt like that's a holiday for us. So
yeah, it's quite nice.
So that was your yay.
That's my yay. My nay is what the effing flu. Yeah, that sucks.
It beat us up.
Brutal. If I was allowed to be in bed with kids, I would have been in bed for like 5 days if I had my choice, if I had my way.
Yeah. I was like on the couch having like fevers, struggling to breathe at one point. Sam actually sent me to the doctor to check that I didn't have pneumonia because I could barely, it was so painful to breathe. Sitting on the couch like shivering while the kids are like climbing on us, and even though they're sick, they want to play and they want to
or just cuddle.
Yeah. Well, that was my nay. My nay is I could literally be on fire and the kids would still ask me for snacks.
Or cuddles.
Or cuddles or whatever they need. Oh, look, mummy is dying. Oh, well, mum, who's going to get my lunch? Who's going to change my nappy? Like.
Well, yeah. Rice crackers. Yeah.
There are no sick days. Absolute 0 sick days as a mum.
Nope.
You don't get to stay in bed. You don't get to sleep off your flu. I reckon our flu would have been a lot shorter if we all just got the rest that we needed once it kicked
I know.
in.
I was like, oh, but yeah, maybe I can sleep this off, and then you decided to get it. Well, there goes that idea. And we're both dead to each other. Not dead to each other, dead together.
So that was my nay.
Right.
My yay was I'm just very grateful and appreciative of our family support system we have, that we could even go away for almost 4 nights. We came back late on the 4th night. And the kids had a great time. They barely missed us because they were with the grandparents who they regularly see, and we are very blessed with great family on both sides that support us. So I am very grateful for that and recognise that a lot of people don't have that, and that was my being able to go away
and leave the older two
and know that they're having a great time and know that they're happy, and they slept through the nights in their beds without us.
Yeah, buttheads.
What is that? Anyway, they've missed us too much for me to be like, hey, I heard you slept through the night in your own bed. Like, yeah. Anyway, I will bring that up eventually.
The grins we got when
they realised we were
came into our
home.
bedroom and saw us in bed. It was
because we came home while they were asleep, so they went to bed, woke up to us asleep in our bed, and
footsteps in about 11:30. Yeah, and then big grins and smiley cuddles.
Yes, we couldn't exactly kick them out after that. But anyway,
dogs.
So we are moving into your dad joke meme segment. But before we get to your new jokes, when we did the, I think the Olympics episode, we did a dad joke about.
Oh, I thought it was a dad joke.
About Air Horse One, like how do the horses get to the Olympics? They go on Air Horse One. It's a legit thing.
It's a real plane.
We did not realise, like at the time, Sam just thought he was bringing a funny dad joke.
It's legit.
And it's a real thing. So we thought we better recover that one a little bit.
Google it. It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
It's like the only plane in the world that is allowed to call itself Air Horse One. It's quite cool.
But over to you.
Well, I have two.
Again.
I
swear you always like, I'm like, what thing are you bringing? And
dad
you're like,
jokes.
I have 2. I have 3.
Dad jokes, just to open it up to more options now. This one is an airport themed one.
Oh, yes.
Considering our long weekend. Yep. Oops, I just closed it. I was driving to the airport to catch my flight when I saw a sign that said airport left. So I turned around and went home.
Oh, okay.
It's quite good. The other one.
Yeah.
I went to a psychic. I knocked on her front door. She yelled, "Who is it?" So I left.
You have a theme here. I see it.
Yeah.
I see it.
I want to go home and go to bed. Don't cough. Yeah, that's it. Super simple, super funny. That's my dad jokes. I do have to have one other disclaimer before we go to the confessionals.
Oh, yeah.
A few weeks ago, probably a bit more than that, a few episodes ago, we were commenting on chocolate bars, and we were talking about
this is your apology. I said you had to do an apology. This is your apology.
Oh, this is my apology, everyone. So we're talking about KitKats in America and how much they suck balls and how much Hershey's chocolate sucks balls. Hershey's makes KitKats in America. They suck. Sorry. If you're in America, your KitKats suck. But Australian KitKats, I said were made by Mars. Very incorrect. I would like to put on the record they are made by Nestle.
Normally we wouldn't backtrack like this, but because it's about chocolate and that is such an important part of parenting.
And, I knew just, if Hamish and Andy ever listened, they would be highly disappointed.
They're going to listen.
Hey, whoa. They'd be highly disappointed in the chocolate bar stuff up. And a few of our avid listeners have given me a metaphorical slap across the face for getting that wrong. So
how could you?
Clearing up the record, Nestle makes
You
KitKat.
call yourself a KitKat lover.
And KitKats are the bomb.
They are his favourite chocolate though, so you can't.
And I hope that is right because I'm not doing another one. So I'm pretty sure it's Nestle.
Okay. Well, on that note, hopefully we do not have to make any more apologies after this, but we are going to head to the confessional. All right, well, this confessional comes off the back of our last confessional. Our last confessional, we got sent the story of a dad whose child had a tantrum at the shops. And
this is
he got stopped by the security guard as she was screaming.
Because the kid was like, "You're not my dad.
Yeah.
Please don't take me."
Yeah.
Freaking turds.
And so you mentioned it was a big fear of yours. Turns out it's not only just a big fear of yours, it's a big fear of a lot of dads.
Yeah.
But it's also happened to a lot of people in different ways and different unreal ways. So I had to filter it down because I put all the stories there and I was like, we'll be here for ages. Like there are so many. So I picked just a top, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5.
6.
6.
Can't count.
Cannot count. Yeah, I picked the top few and we're just going to take turns reading through these stories that you guys sent. Give
it a shot.
Clearly you're not alone if this has happened to you.
I took my kids to a dino park. That sounds very American. My toddler got scared and sprinted to the exit shouting, "Don't take me. I want my mummy." The looks I got picking him up were interesting.
Don't take me. I mean, I will say one of the comments we got a lot on the other story was like the security guard shouldn't have said anything or other people shouldn't have said anything. But like what's the alternative? If a kid's screaming, I would rather...
you have a kid screaming and a dude carrying him out the window going, "Don't
and they're
take
saying,
me.
"Don't take me, I want my mummy." Like, I think I would
stop them.
Yeah, I think I would prefer someone stop me and have me explain that I'm not kidnapping a child so that in the instance someone is kidnapping a child,
you can stop them. Well, it's pretty obvious because they'd probably run.
Yeah.
Anyway,
my 2-year-old son has started watching Superman. Now every time he throws a tantrum in public, he shouts, "Help, rescue me."
Oh, God. What, wanting Superman to rescue him?
Yeah, that's probably what they do on the cartoon.
Superman's not real, kid.
Come get me.
Bloody hell. My kid, when she doesn't want to leave a place and I go to hold her hand, take her away, starts to say, "No, don't hurt me." It's awesome. Oh, yeah. Our kids do that sometimes.
Yeah.
"Ouch, Daddy, ouch.
You're hurting me." And you're like, "I'm not even touching you. Like, are you trying to get me in trouble?" Literally, probably.
Children.
I was at the store with our husband and 3-year-old daughter. Hubby went off in one direction. with her and I went off into the other. As he walked away holding our daughter's hand, she kept calling out, "Where's my mummy?" An older lady went up to interrogate him to make sure he wasn't kidnapping her.
Case in point. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I did school drop-off, went and got a haircut, then came back later to pick him up. My kid looked at me and said, "You're not my dad. We have different skin colors too," so it was very awkward. But my kid had a great giggle as I dragged him to the car.
Oh, that would be infuriating if the kid knows and is giggling.
I'd be like, "Well, you're not my kid. You can stay here."
That is the other comments we got a lot of was like, I'd just walk away. Like, wait till they realize that you're walking away. And I mean, wait for me. Actually, I changed my mind. You are my parent.
Oh, our 3-year-old. If you go to walk away without him, wait for me, Daddy.
Oh, he has. I don't know what's happened. We've never left him behind before, but it's like he's got trauma from being left behind. As soon as you even look like you're about to leave, he starts to do this panic, and you have to tell him, "No, you're coming with us." Like,
wait for me.
Absolute FOMO.
I hold your finger. I hold your hand. It's kind of cute.
Middle child syndrome, but we haven't actually left him anywhere to justify it. And then the last one was my friend had this happen with the police. They were in a town and the kid didn't want to go home, so she locked her arms on the lamppost screaming. Her mum was trying to pry her arms open and the police happened to pass them by. When the kid saw the police, she started screaming that she's being kidnapped. The police brought them to the station and kept them there until someone was able to bring the birth certificate for proof.
Wow. That's a fun time. They were in a town, so it sounds like they were on holidays.
Maybe. How do you get
how do you get a birth certificate too?
Unless it was photographed or whatever. I don't know, but oh my goodness. Oh.
Wow.
I would not be happy with my child. My gosh. I will say that
if a kid is saying they're getting kidnapped, that kid is grounded. I'm sorry.
The other comments that I loved and I was like, oh yeah, true, like of like the security guard stopping the parent was like, if I was going to steal a kid, do you think I'd steal the one that's screaming and chucking a tantrum? Like,
that's a fair point.
If I was going to take one, it wouldn't be this one.
I'd pick a different one.
Pick a well-behaved child.
All right, we've got other confessionals as well.
Yes, we've got 2 more that got sent in.
I once tried to see how flat I could lay under my covers and pillows. I fell asleep doing it. I woke up hours later to my frantic parents searching for the streets for me. Turns out I could lie pretty flat. Sorry, Mum. It's pretty good.
Oh, could you imagine how like embarrassed you'd feel as a parent though, being like, my child's not in their bed, but they were in their bed? Like,
yeah, legit.
Having like being out on the streets. By the time you're out on the streets, you're talking to neighbors. Other people know that you're looking for your child, and it's like, hey guys, sorry, they were actually in their bed the whole time. All right, one more. Oh, this is a good one. I'm dobbing in an entitled parent. I am a kindergarten teacher and I had a mum show up to class in the middle of the day, completely unannounced, with balloons, pizza, a cake and presents. Everything for a birthday party for her kid. She dropped it off and then left. She thought we would stop, set up and host her child's birthday party. We did a quick cake cutting for the sake of the child, but everything got given back to her at the end of the day with a stern word from the principal. Wow. You want to talk like entitled?
Wait. She expected them to set up.
Do the birthday party.
Do a birthday party at like kindy.
Yeah. No, well at school, kindergarten is kindergarten during class. So this is somewhere where kindergarten's the first year of school. Could you imagine? Like, I mean, I kind of get the thinking of the parent, like that would just make life so much easier. There's no sending out invites, no getting RSVPs, all their friends are in one place. But to just turn up, drop the stuff and leave, not even to stick around and help, like, wow. Oh, like, you all want your child to be special, but there is a point where
the world doesn't revolve around you.
Yeah.
Kindergarten teachers are not your slaves.
I know. Unless the balloons and cake is for the teacher.
Take a freaking cake. Or cupcakes, even better. Less mess, less cutting, less effort. Don't be... Anyway, I'm not going to say that word.
So I have 3, I can't even believe they happened to me, stories to add to this one as a catch up and to have a little bit of a conversation around. So the first one happened when I was buying a dress for this wedding.
Okay.
I was at the shops just with the baby in the pram. He's like 11 months now too. The term baby is pretty loose at the moment. And anyway, so I was at the shops, walking out of a shop, and this older lady stopped in front of the pram and looked directly at Kit, at our baby, and was like, oh, he's so cute, hello. And he is very cute and he loves people. Like if he is out there making friends with everyone.
He made best friends with all the air hostesses.
But then realised, and I realised straight away, she didn't, that this is someone I used to work with a very long time ago. Haven't seen her in easily, since having any kids probably. And she didn't even see me. She didn't even clock me. She's there talking to my baby, didn't even clock me or say anything. So it took her a while to look up, and I was like, hey. She's like, oh my gosh, Beck, hi. I was like, yeah, hi. And so we start talking. So not off to a great start. We start talking and she's like, oh, so you've got kids now? She's like, and you've got one on the way. and I'm like, I know I'm not as thin as I was before having kids, but I'm not. I do not look pregnant. I don't think I do. Anyway, now I'm not so sure. Oh my goodness. I was on this massive high of I dropped another dress size too because I've been actively losing baby weight. And here I am on this massive high of I've just bought a dress in another size smaller. I'm getting back to my pre. And then this lady don't tell people, don't ever assume someone is pregnant. Until they are 8 to 9 months and about to pop and it's very obvious.
Even then.
What
was the comment the other day? Unless there's a midwife
standing next
to them pushing out a baby
to deliver the baby, you don't assume. Don't ever assume. Oh my gosh, my heart was just oh. But then me being me and being such a people pleaser and feeling bad, I was like, it's okay. No.
I thought you just went along with it.
No, I didn't go along with it. No.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, that's how you get rumour mills starting, and no way, I'm done.
Clearly we don't care about her opinion, so who cares?
I know. So that was anyway, I was you hear people say that happens to them, and I was like, yeah, it doesn't really. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, it does. It happens.
It's always old people.
So to get to Melbourne for this wedding, I had to fly solo because you were working further away.
Elsewhere.
So you were flying from elsewhere.
From somewhere, yep.
So we both flew in at different times from different airports. So my first flight in 6 years,
a bit longer than that. Oh no. Yeah, 6 years.
And I fully appreciate that I am not the person that you want to be on the plane with because I have a lingering cough. I've been told I'm not contagious anymore, but I have a lingering cough. So I sound like I'm sick and I've got a baby. So I get that I'm not the greatest passenger. And I was really lucky the people I sat in my rows with, they were wonderful. But as I get on the plane and my baby, our baby is one of the happiest babies in the world. He's so chill. He ended up sleeping for half the flight anyway. But as I walk in, I hear very loudly someone say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm on a plane with a baby. And I was already so nervous about flying. And I can promise you that no one other than me as the mum is worried about how this child is going to behave. No one cares more than me and no one is more nervous than me. And
was it a business class bitch?
No.
Oh.
Anyway, again, another thing that happened that I'm just I can't believe that just happened. I wish I had some smart, witty comeback or something to say, but
can't believe I'm on a plane with a bitch. That's what I would have said.
That's what you would have liked to have said. I think it would have taken us a while to come up with that. And then,
I would have said it on the way out instead.
so that's number 2 of 3 of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, like, that's like the stories. Actually, I did see a story recently that I was like, I can't believe, of like where a neighbor knocks on the door asking the mum to stop the baby from crying. Like, the baby's been crying all night. Can you stop? Like, what are you trying to achieve?
Sorry.
Like, it's not like the mum's there being like, oh, nah, whatever. Like, no one cares more than the mum.
I'll stop it now. I was just leaving it just to...
Yeah. No.
So peaceful. Idiot.
I got really angry about that one, actually. When I saw that story, I was like, what?
Don't get me started.
I can appreciate that it's tough to be.
Or people who are gutless and just leave a note.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, if you have a problem, talk to my face or get stuffed.
Well, then this leads me into story number 3 of 3 in our catch-up series.
Okay.
Of I almost became that parent.
Oh, yes.
Or that person to knock on the neighbour's door. I was so conflicted. So through the night, our neighbours have a kid who's maybe 2? Yeah.
Probably 2.
And like, no one's more gracious than me with kid sounds because our kids make more sounds than anyone else's. But I was up feeding the baby and I could hear their child screaming in her bed and banging on the door. So she was obviously awake. Kicking the wall, banging the door.
Pretty sure she's just kicking the wall.
Crying and crying, and I could hear her crying, Mummy and Daddy. For an hour I was feeding the baby and she kept going. And I woke Sam up and I was like, at what point do I worry that something's happened to the parents and knock on the door? Because I don't want to knock on the door. I want to be very like, you parent however, and zero judgment and whatever. Like, you listen to our kids scream, we listen to yours, whatever. But
my motto, if you wake up at 7 o'clock still happening, there's probably something wrong.
Yeah, nothing made me feel better than seeing the parents the next day getting into their car. I was like, you're alive. Hallelujah. I don't need to call the police.
Kicking and screaming stopped like 5 minutes later after you woke me up. So it was fine.
But I was like lying there listening, being like, what do I do? What do I do? So
put headphones in.
Yeah, and then not hear my baby when he wakes up. They may have been desperate parents just trying the cry it out method, but oh my gosh. Once she started banging on the door, I was like, what is happening? Poor baby. I just wanted to give her a cuddle. Well, as we're about to finish, we're going to do a call out. This was, I realized after we got ready and prepped and everything, this was probably supposed to be our Father's Day episode. But when we planned that.
We're in a sick haze. No. Or we've just been in a sick haze and we forgot.
Yeah.
So next week
we're going to do
Father's Day episode.
But I realised that's actually probably better because Father's Day is on Sunday. Send us your Father's Day funny stories.
Oh, yes.
Like if stuff happens, fails, I'd rather the fails over the wins, but the wins are great too.
I mean present wins as in like socks and funny things.
Funny things. Socks aren't funny, but
socks are hilarious.
Send us the stories that
don't get me socks. It's not that funny.
Father's Day, big events like Father's Day, Christmas, that's when the good stuff happens. Kids pick their moments and send us your Father's Day stories as they come in because we will have a great laugh together next week over them. Mm-hmm. Make sure you share this with your mum friends, your dad friends, anyone you think would like to have a laugh. That's what we're here for. We're here to laugh through parenting because stuff just happens and you need to know that you're not alone in this parenting roller coaster when the wheels fall off and everything feels like it's on fire. You're not the only one it happens to. It happens to us. It happens to everyone who sends in stories. Send us your stories. Make sure if you're new here, subscribe to YouTube, rate us on Spotify, review on Apple, wherever you're listening, leave it a like, leave it some love. Follow us on socials where we put the clips and all the fun bits up and come back next week.
Yeah. Have fun for Father's Day. Bye.